Something fundamental shifted in the last 10 years. Men stopped approaching. Not all men, but enough that women are noticing. Enough that articles are being written asking where all the confident men went. Enough that women in their 30s are wondering why dating feels harder than it did at 23. And the answer is simple. Men didn't disappear. They just stopped playing a game where the rules kept changing. For decades, the script was clear. Men approach. Men initiate. Men take the risk of rejection. Read the room. Make the first move. Ask for the number. Plan the date. Lead the interaction. Women could say yes or no. They held the power of selection. That was the deal. Men accepted the risk. Women accepted being approached. Then the culture shifted. Approaching women became labeled creepy unless she showed clear interest first. But clear interest is subjective. One woman's green light is another woman's lawsuit. So men started pulling back. Not out of anger, out of self-preservation. Why risk your reputation, your job, your social standing for a chance she might be interested? The cost-benefit analysis stopped making sense. Here's what women lost when men stopped approaching. They lost the experience of being pursued by someone they didn't notice at first. The guy who wasn't the loudest, the tallest, the most obvious, but who had depth, stability, character. That guy used to approach. He'd start a conversation. She'd discover his value over time. Now, he swipes right and gets lost in a sea of 200 other guys doing the same thing, and she never even sees him. Women also lost the thrill of being chosen in real life. There's a specific feeling when a man walks up to you in a bookstore, at a coffee shop, at a social event, and says something genuine. It's different from a dating app match. It's spontaneous. It's brave. It's human. That feeling is disappearing. And the women who experienced it in their 20s don't realize how rare it's becoming until they hit their 30s and nobody approaches anymore. But here's the part nobody talks about. Women also lost the ability to filter for courage. When a man approaches in person, he's demonstrating something valuable. He's willing to face rejection publicly. He's confident enough to start a conversation without a script. He's taking a social risk. That's a filter risk. The guys who approach are, on average, more confident, more socially calibrated, more willing to go after what they want. Dating apps eliminate that filter. Now the guy who's terrified of rejection has the same access as the guy who isn't. And women can't tell the difference until 3 dates in. So what did men lose? Honestly, less. Men lost the pressure to perform. They lost the expectation that they have to risk embarrassment while women risk nothing. They lost the weight of always being the initiator, the planner, the one responsible for making things happen. And for a lot of men, that loss feels like freedom. Here's what replaced approaching. Men started building. They started investing in careers, hobbies, friendships, fitness, finances. They started creating lives they actually enjoyed, instead of lives designed to impress women. And something unexpected happened. They got happier. They realized they didn't need female validation to feel valuable. They discovered peace in solitude. And once you discover that, going back to the chase feels optional. This is the part that frustrates women. Men aren't angry. They're not boycotting women. They're just not prioritizing dating anymore. They're choosing the gym over the bar. They're choosing the side business over the dating app. They're choosing the poker night with friends over dinner with someone who might flake. It's not revenge. It's resource allocation. Why invest time and energy into something with diminishing returns? Now, some women saw this coming. They adapted. They started approaching men. They initiated conversations. They made the first move. And you know what? It worked. Confident women who are willing to take the same risks men used to take are doing fine. They're meeting quality men who appreciate directness, but they're the minority. Most women still expect men to approach. They just want men to somehow know when it's welcome and when it's not. That's an impossible standard. Here's the uncomfortable truth. The dating market is correcting. For years, women had leverage. They could wait, choose, filter, and men would keep approaching. That leverage was based on men's willingness to pursue. But leverage only works if the other side keeps playing. When men stop playing, the leverage disappears. And that's what's happening. Men are opting out. Not loudly, not dramatically, quietly, one guy at a time. Women are noticing it in their late 20s and 30s. The guys they rejected at 22 aren't trying again. The guys who used to fill their inboxes are gone. The men who used to approach at bars are sitting at home playing video games or working on side projects. And the women who thought those men would always be there, always pursuing, always available, are realizing they're not. Some people call this the male exodus. Others call it men going their own way. I call it men making rational decisions based on incentives. If approaching has a high cost and a low success rate, men will stop approaching. If relationships require more sacrifice than they provide, men will stay single. If peace and purpose feel better than drama and rejection, men will choose peace. This isn't complicated. It's economics. And here's the part that ensures there's no going back. A generation of men is growing up watching older men get burned. They see divorce statistics. They see men lose houses, kids, savings. They see men called creeps for approaching. They see men expected to lead but criticized for being dominant. They see the risks, and they're choosing differently. They're not interested in being the generation that fixes it. They're interested in protecting themselves. So what do women do now? Honestly, the women who figure this out will be fine. They'll approach. They'll initiate. They'll take the same risks men used to take. They'll stop waiting for perfect signals and start creating opportunities. The women who don't, they'll keep wondering where all the good men went while those men are living quiet, focused lives that don't revolve around female approval. Here's what both sides lost: the spontaneity, the romance, the dance of pursuit and selection that used to happen naturally. It's being replaced by algorithms, swipes, and transactional interactions. Nobody won. But men adapted faster because they had less to lose. Women are still waiting for men to go back to approaching. It's not going to happen. The cost is too high. The incentives are gone. And the men who opted out discovered something better: themselves. Let me ask you this. If you're a man, have you stopped approaching? If you're a woman, have you noticed the shift? Drop a comment. Let's have an honest conversation about what's actually happening in dating culture without the usual blame and shame. And if you want more content that explores modern gender dynamics without the extremism, subscribe. This channel breaks down what's changing, why it's changing, and what it means for both men and women trying to navigate relationships in a culture that's rewriting the rules in real time.